Welcome to Alan Berry Reports TV. I'm your host, Alan Berry Labucan from AlanBerryReports.com. Today we have a new installment of our In the News show. This is a show that we talk about resource companies with recent developments. On today's show we have two companies to talk about. Both are focused on gold. And we'll open the show with, we've sort of started a new process recently where we open the show with a discussion, a commentary, and we're going to do that today. Today we're going to start by talking about some short-term trends that we're seeing in gold, silver, copper, oil, uranium, and the stock markets in general. Before getting started, we always like to send some thank yous out to those that are important in us being able to bring the shows to you. First of all, we use YouTube.com as the primary website to produce and broadcast these shows so that they're available for you to watch at your leisure. They have a great website there for anybody that's interested in doing online shows, and we highly recommend them. Also, if you're watching the show on our website at AlanBerryReports.com, you'll notice to the left and right of me that we have banner sponsors. Those banner sponsors are really important in us being able to bring these shows to you. If you're interested in doing some homework on those companies, you just click on their banners and they're directly linked to the company's websites. And on their websites they have plenty of information about their projects, the people involved, the work that they're doing, their news. Really great place for you to do homework and research these companies. And also, most importantly, to you, the viewers, you give us an audience to talk to about commodities, stock markets, resource stocks, and we really appreciate you tuning in to watch this show, so thank you very much. Okay, so on today's commentary on some short-term trends, I want to go back and on our most recent show, which was on Thursday of last week, if you're interested in watching that show, just look above me on the website and you'll see a shows section. In that shows section, we have all of our past shows, including our most recent one, and you can and there's a link there so you can go and watch it when you have a chance. On that show, we talked about some trends. We started out talking about short-term trends for gold. What we were looking at was gold had reached last week some record highs. We were expecting some profit taking to bring the price down. It was trading at about 14.30 or 35, somewhere in that range. And we've had a mild pullback, some profit taking, which was what we were talking about. Whenever you're in a long-term bull market, the dips, the pullbacks are usually fairly short-lived and pretty mild, which is what we were expecting with gold. We saw that, and now going forward, now that we've seen that profit-taking pullback, we were looking for last week. We're now looking for. We felt that the market would be then ready for the next up leg in the long-term bull market, which we're starting to see some signs of that today, and we think that's where things are heading. Silver, same story. We were looking, it was hitting record highs. We were looking for a healthy pullback, some profit taking. That's happened. We're now looking for it to make its next move in the in that long-term, the next rally in the long-term bull market for silver. Copper, same as gold and silver, record highs. Looking for a pullback. We've got it. Now looks like that's making the market ready for the next rally in the long-term bull market. So we're looking for that for copper as well. On the oil front, it was looking to us like oil had gotten overdone on the latest rally. That took it up the WTI price slightly above $100 per barrel. We're looking for it to pull back and $10 to $15 per barrel. We thought that it was getting ahead of the fundamentals. That's now happened. We've saw some of that pullback. We think that there's some more downside before it starts to firm up again. So be cautious with oil. On the stock markets, we were looking for the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 that they were looking like they were topping, and that a 5 to 10% correction was in coming soon. It looks like that is now underway. We expect more of that downside to happen. I mean, anytime you're seeing a pullback, you're going to get some short-term rallies in that pullback. We think that it's going to pull back to that maybe 10% correction range, and then it'll be ready for another move up. One stock market that we think is very oversold is the Nikkei in Japan, and it looked like it's bottomed in yesterday. And heading into a more bullish trend. It had a good in North America overnight. In Japan, it was doing very well, and we think that that's the start of a more positive trend for the Japanese market. It just got too beaten down because of all the crises with the earthquake and tsunami, and then the issues with the nuclear reactors, and so it's looking like it's gotten oversold and now is ready to rally. We think the Nikkei is a good place to be looking for bargains. Since the tragic earthquake in Japan, there's been a big sell-off in the Japanese stock market. Then, as I said, it looks to be oversold and ready to rally. With the crisis at their nuclear reactors, there's been a pretty steep sell-off in uranium stocks from juniors to major mining companies, and it's been very rapid. In a couple-day period there was about, on average, I think, of the companies that I follow, almost a 40% correction. So that was pretty steep pretty quickly, and that looks to be overdone. Nuclear energy is an important source of energy worldwide. And obviously it is not without risks, but in reality all energy sources have risk. When one considers what has happened, first with one of the worst earthquakes ever, followed by devastating tsunami that have crippled some of the nuclear reactors in Japan, yet the emergency procedures are kicking in as expected, and the containment cells are doing what they're supposed to. Now, it'll take some work to resolve that issue, but things are happening as they should in these kind of situations. The bottom line is that it's very hard to see how the global economy can grow without using nuclear energy as an important source. Yes, it is absolutely important to review current reactors worldwide for safety reasons and make sure those procedures are all as they should be. But going forward, nuclear energy will continue to be an important source of energy in the world. As I said, uranium stocks look very oversold where they are trading right now. You can find a roster of all of our on our website of all of our past picks in all of them, and including the uranium space. If you look above me, you'll see a news report section. In there, if you look at the 28th edition and scroll down, you'll find the roster, including our uranium picks. Those are probably a good place to look to start your homework. And but before closing this commentary section, I wanted to say some thank yous to the incredibly brave actions of the workers at the damaged nuclear reactors in Japan. They're doing a heroic job to deal with this emergency. They are all doing heroic work, and they're in my prayers, as are all the people in Japan that are dealing with the after effects of this earthquake. As we were preparing for today's show, I heard on CNBC that it looks like the workers may be getting some relief soon as work to repair the power lines to the reactors are progressing. And this is really important because if they can get the power back to the reactors, they can get their electronic pumps working again and start pumping water in instead of doing it sort of manually. And I think that could be a major breakthrough, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that it'll bring much needed help to the reactors, to the workers that are dealing with the emergency, and to all the people in Japan. And so As I said, we're keeping our fingers crossed for all the people of Japan. So that's a wrap on our commentary section. We got, as I said earlier, we have two companies to talk about today. The first company we're going to talk about is Gold Canyon Resources, Inc. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. Our past coverage, they've been on a few of our 4 or 5 of our past shows. And the first time we talked about them was on the November 3rd, 2010 show. Again, if you're watching the show on our website and you look above me at the shows section, that's a directory of all of our past shows. We have a description of the companies that were talked about, the topics that we dealt with, and a link to those past shows. So you can find all the times we talked about Gold Canyon. And if you're looking for the first one, it would be the November 3rd, 2010 show. Gold Canyon's website is goldcanyon.ca. That's GOLDCANYON.ca. And as I mentioned earlier, we've talked about them several times on our past shows. Again, look for those in the show section. The most recent time that we talked about them was on our January 27th, 2011 show. Since then, they've had 3 press releases out that we wanted to talk about today. Those were on February 16th, March the 1st, and March the 15th, 2011. And I'm just pulling up their website right now. Got to grab the old glasses. And on their website, they have latest news section, and then you go to news releases. And the first one that we're going to talk about is, as I said, the February 16th press release. In that one, I'm just pulling it up right now. In that one, the headline is Gold Canyon's winter drilling at Springpole Gold Project produces long gold intercepts and first bonanza grades from the Portage Zone. They mentioned that they were pleased to announce the results of 5 drill holes of their winter 2011 drill program at their 100% owned Springpole Gold Project. That is 110 kilometers northeast of the Red Lake Gold Mining Camp in Ontario, Canada. The highlights include hole SP11-033 that intersected the first bonanza grade gold mineralization yet encountered in the Portage Zone, including 3 meters at 53.88 grams per ton gold, within 302 meters at 1.39 grams per ton gold. Then there's a quote from Quinton Hina, who commented, holes and I quote, holes SP11-033 and 34 come from an area near the middle of the Portage Zone where there is mostly historic drilling from nearly 20 years ago. Though we are pleased with that both holes produced long intervals of typical Portage style mineralization, the high grade in SP11-033 is something not previously seen in the modern or historic drilling. We are hopeful further drilling in the area might produce more of this style of mineralization. We are very pleased to see near-surface mineralization holes SP11-030 and 031 drilled in the gap between the main and Portage Zone. We can now confidently say that gold mineralization is continuous for a distance of 1.35 kilometers from the main zone in the northwest to the present terminus of the Portage Zone in the southeast. End quote. Then they have a bunch of details about the various different drill holes. They have a table with the various different drill hole results and some details about the winter drill program that's underway, or that they plan to continue in April 2011. And again, you can find that on their website. So then the next news release or press release we wanted to talk about was on March the 1st. And the headline from that one is, and as always, whenever we want the computer to work quickly, it tends to slow down, usually when we're doing a show. So I'll just get to the headline of that one. The headline is, Gold Canyon announces long gold intercepts from step-out drilling in the Portage zone at its Springpole gold project. We're still having some challenges pulling that up, so I'm going to try it in a different format here. Sorry about the delay. Sometimes these technical glitches can happen. That one doesn't want to seem to load for us. They were pleased to announce the 4 additional drill holes from the winter 2011 drilling. Again, it was another one of these long intersections that they've been hitting on their Springpole project. Seem to be having some technical glitches here, so we can't pull that one up. You'll have to go to their website to see that one. As always, you're going to find the details about the drilling, the work that they're doing, and the recent results. And usually you'll also find some good quotes from management so you can get an idea how excited they are about the project. We're very excited about this Springpole project, and they keep getting some very good results. So we'll move now to the March the 15th news release, which was just yesterday. And the headline from that one is Gold Canyon discovers shallow, high grade at Springpole Gold Project. Hole SP11-040 intersects 100.5 meters at 7.23 grams per ton gold. They go on that this is results from 2 drill holes from the winter program at their 100% owned Springpole project in Red Lake, Ontario. They give you some very good details about this recent high-grade intersection. When you get, in the range of 330 feet at almost 1/4 of an ounce per ton, pretty nice drill hole there. They give you some real good details about that drill hole. Quinton Hina, who is a technical director, advisor to and director of Gold Canyon, stated, and I quote, "We are very excited to see shallow high grade on that portage zone. Earlier this winter we had our first indications of high grade in hole SP11-033, but the long intercept encountered by hole SP11-040 was completely unexpected. This hole demonstrates that we continue to see lots of potential upside in the portage zone, even in areas where we are infill drilling," end quote. So then they have a table with the various drill results from these 2 holes and some more details about the recent drilling and their planned drilling coming up. And so again, you can find all of that on the company's website. Some of the reasons that we like the company is they're a gold-focused company. We're very bullish on gold. Gold's been in a long-term bull market that's been around 10 years now, and the fundamentals are looking very good for the future. Gold Canyon's project is in the Red Lake area. We're really bullish on Red Lake. It's one of our favorite gold camps in the world. They have an emerging discovery that looks quite impressive. They're getting very good drill results. They're well financed. They're doing aggressive drilling, and it looks like they're going to have great news flow going forward. So we think they're a real good company to keep an eye on and do your homework on to try and understand what they're doing. Great place to start that is on their website at goldcanyon.ca, and you'll find plenty of information there to find all those past news releases and start your research on the company. So that's a wrap on our chat regarding Gold Canyon. The second company we're going to talk about today is Sandgold Corporation. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. They are a banner sponsor on our website. If you're watching on our website, you can and you want to do some homework on Sandgold, just click on their banner. It's directly linked to their website, and on their website you'll find plenty of information to do your homework and do research on the company, all their news releases, and plenty of other details. The past coverage, they are a featured company in our Allen Berry Report email newsletter. We started coverage of them on October the 30th, 2008, which was our 20th edition. If you look above me on the website, you'll see the reports section. In there we have all of our past reports, including that 20th edition. You can either download it or watch it online, or download it in a Word file and print it off and read it at your leisure. This is the first, and then they've also been on several of our past shows. The first time we talked about them on the show was on our May 26th, 2010 show. Look above me at the shows section. That's where you can find that May 26th show. Their website is sangold.ca. That's SANGOLD.ca. This is another company that, as I mentioned, we talked about several times on the show. Look at the show section. You'll find all of the past shows. Our most recent coverage was on the January 27th, 2011 show. And since then, they've had two press releases out that we wanted to talk about today. One was from February 17th, 2011, and the other was March the 4th, 2011. So I'm just pulling up their website now. And on their website, they have a news and reports section. So if you click on that, and then you look for the 2011 news releases. Where are we here? There we go. And then we'll start with that February 17th press release. And on that one, they announced, the headline from that one is Sangold finds deep extensions to 007 and L10 zones. They go on that they reported recent drilling from the 26th and 28th levels of the Rice Lake mine. As reported below, traces the shoreline basalt geological features to depth of 1,400 meters with significant gold mineralization. They had a significant, one of the highlight holes was number 28-10-135, which contained a grade of 10.3 grams per ton gold over 18 meters. Then they give you some details about the geological area they're drilling. There's a quote from George Puri, who is Sangold's president and CEO, and he stated, and I quote, "These results strongly suggest that the mineralization associated with the shoreline basalt extends to depths that are completely accessible for both exploration and development from our current infrastructure. This is very exciting for the company, and continues to confirm Sangold's regional exploration model," end quote. And then they had all the various different details from the drilling, or the table with the drill hole results, then details about the drilling, where they were drilling in relation to their other underground workings, and they give you a lot of good information in there. There's also a cross section of the where they're drilling, so you can see how the deposit looks from a side view, and the extensive underground working. They have a model with the various different geological features that they're looking for. They have a three-dimensional model which gives you an idea how things look three-dimensionally from their drilling underground, and lots of great information on there to do your homework. Then they had a news release out. The second news release was on March the 4th that we wanted to talk about. And that one, they mentioned that the headline is Sangold confirms high grades with bulk sample of 007 zone. They reported a preliminary mine development and bulk sampling within the 007 and 007 East zones from 250 meters below surface. Then they give you some details on how much of a sample they took, 37,000 tons. They give you the grades, the face grade and width, and all that important details about these results. And what sort of stands out to me from that press release is that they've quickly gone from making the discovery of the 007 and the 007 East zones. Now they're very quickly at the stage where they can get underground and start doing some bulk sampling to get some ideas about the recoveries and all these important details for mining that deposit. So it's again, this is another discovery that they've made on their project that is quickly moving from discovery towards production. And so that's a really encouraging sign. So again, you can find the details of that on their website and do more homework. Some of the reasons that we follow the company so closely is they're a gold miner. They're a producing gold company. Their project is in Manitoba, which is a mining-friendly jurisdiction. They're improving their production profile, which is very encouraging, will help out their bottom line. They're also a very aggressive exploration and drilling company. They're able to use their underground workings to drill from, and their drilling is giving them very good insight into where they should be drilling in the future, and they're having a really high success rate between determining where targets are and then having success with their drilling. And so we like the fact that they've got this improving production profile plus the potential for excellent results from their drilling. They're very aggressive with their drilling, and they have a very good news flow. So we're expecting lots of news out of the company as we go forward. And again, a great place to do your homework on the company is on their website at sangold.ca. Or again, as I mentioned, they are a banner sponsor on our website, and you can click on their banner on our website, and that'll take you to their website where you can do some homework on the company. So that's a wrap on our In the News section. Before closing, we'd like to stress that this show and our reports are for information purposes only. We aren't making buying or selling recommendations. It's important for you to do your own research and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We're always trying to grow our audience, and any efforts you make to let your friends that follow the markets know about our reports, our website, our shows would be greatly appreciated. We also really appreciate you taking the time to watch the shows. We know that everybody is very busy these days, and we strive to produce a show that saves you time and brings you helpful, high-quality information. Our next show will be another In the News show, and we'll discuss some recent developments from some resource stocks with high quality projects. If you want to keep track of our shows or any of the work that we're doing, great way to do that is to subscribe to our email list. If you look above me, you'll find the subscribe area, and there's no charge to be on our email list, and we broadcast whenever we're doing shows and stuff like that of how to find them and what we're working on. It's a really great way for you to keep track of our work. So we hope you can join us for our future shows. We'll see you soon. Have a great day, and you can find all of our work on our website at alanberryreports.com. See you soon.